your book, which is a lot of this might culture.
I am a god. Hurry up with my damn massage.
I'm really rich.
I actually think I have the best temperament.
People love me. And you know what? I've been very successful. Everybody loves me.
I have not done a selfie in this glam room.
How many selfies are you going to do in one day? You're like obsessed.
I need 1,200.
Kanye West, Donald Trump, and Kim Kardashian are only the tip of the iceberg. Our society is in the midst of a full-blown narcissism epidemic. It doesn't take a psychologist to see that, but we decided to talk to one anyway.
We're more focused on the self, we're less focused on social rules. At the extreme, that can turn into this narcissistic attention-seeking of everybody, look at me and how great I am.
This is Jean Twenge. She's a psychologist at San Diego State. She's analyzed data collected from millions of people over the last half-century.
We found that if you look at baby boomers in the 60s compared to millennials in more recent times, millennials are much more likely to say that they think they're above average.
We'll talk about what this means for young people later in the conversation, but Jean Twenge says our culture as a whole, from reality TV to social media, has come to encourage an obsessive focus on the self.
I think there are a lot of factors. You know, our culture has changed in so many ways. And the feature that I always come back to is we are a more individualistic culture now compared to what our culture was, say, in the 1950s. So we're more focused on the self, we're less focused on social rules. At the extreme, that can turn into this narcissistic attention-seeking of everybody, look at me and how great I am.
And I'm wondering if this affects not just the people at the extreme ends of the spectrum, but people who are, the rest of us. You have Facebook and Twitter and all kinds of mechanisms now to tell people what you had for dinner last night, what wonderful vacation you're going on, the amazing things that your kid is doing at school. There are all kinds of ways to boast about yourself to more and more people.
Yeah, social networking really pulls forward the positive. It really encourages people to just focus on the good parts of themselves, which, in some ways is the definition of narcissism. Now, I'm not saying everybody on these sites is narcissistic per se, but we do know from lots of studies now, 5 or 6, that people who score high in narcissism have more friends on Facebook, for example. So the average person you're connected to on one of these sites is probably higher in narcissism than the average person you know in real life. And that molds the way people communicate in a way that really does seek attention, especially for all of these positive things. It is really a venue for bragging that just wasn't available 20 years ago.
I'm fascinated by one point